Out of everything that I saw today, heard today, read today, the one thing that really hit me was the sound of President Trump's marker as he's signing that big name on there, and he's listening to his the guy right to his left, his right, and he's handing him each one of these executive orders. There's been dozens, if not more than 100 or more of them in the past 48 hours. And listening to his assistant, his right hand man there, David, I think he called him, this is his name, hand him the order. He says, "What's this one?" And he's doing. He goes. He goes. Uh-huh. Okay, that's a good one. And he's signing it. Okay. All right. And what's this one? Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's important. But he's sitting there and he's just doing it. He is so grandfatherly, powerful. I just watched him tonight in one of his many, many live press conferences, just sitting there in the Oval Office, whether signing or just talking. And he's such a riot to watch. He is so much fun to watch. His eyes, the way he looks, the way he says something. He's different this time. He's different. He owns them. He knows, but he doesn't want to be so nasty. So it's just such an interesting, awesome thing to see and to hear and to experience. I don't know if I can describe it, but all I want to say is I love hearing him sign those things. I love how loud the marker is, how big and fat it is. And I love how grandfatherly he is as he is signing these and, "Oh, yeah," and just keeps going and going and going. And I love the balls. I love the bravado that we have that he has. And I sit there like a kid and I watch him and I laugh, and I love that. That's kind of the biggest thing today that hit me. I was talking back and forth with my pastor and friend of Dr. Robert, friend of President Trump's Dr. Robert Jeffress. He was at the cathedral in Washington when President Trump was attacked and insulted in this forced captive audience by this woke fake bishop. It is not a bishop. It is not a somebody that is to me she's not an authentic Christian. There's no question she's not an authentic Christian. She has she has the pulpit is a political pulpit. That is not a church. That is a political pulpit and a political movement. And it's sad, but it's very, very, very true. I was listening to Dana Perino today at some point talk about this, and she said, "I used to attend a church and a Bible study every week when she was with the Bush administration." I think she said, or maybe it was shortly thereafter or something. But she used to do it regularly as I think as a member of the Bush administration, and she said they politics and this incessant need to push in politics, let alone liberal politics, is why she stopped going. She's like, "I'm not gonna sit here and be, lectured or judged or preached at about politics." I'll tell you this, when I go to men's Bible study, as I now can go, because my work schedule has changed, but, when I go to the men's Bible study, not this one, but years ago, there was a small one, and some of these guys, this was during COVID and the vaccine and all that stuff, and all they wanted to talk about was the vaccine and Trump or politics and all these things. And I'm like, I would humor it for a little bit. I'm like, I don't care if I'm on the radio. I don't want to do this. I want if I'm going to go into church, I'm not there to talk politics. Again, I don't mind, my mood or something. I might talk about it if somebody brings it up to me or have fun. But I want to. I'm there to absorb the gospel and to fellowship and be with my fellow Christians. I am not there, even if 99% of everybody that I talk to agrees with me. That is not what it's about. And so to take this like this fake bishop did, this not authentic non-authentic Christian, fake Christian did, and to lecture him, she's an embarrassment, she's a shill, and shame on her. Now I gotta tell you, my daughter, see, when my 18-year-old daughter who does not follow politics at all and gets her eyes roll when I talk to her about stuff, when I talked to her about this day, she had a perfect impersonation of Trump and Melania, especially Melania, and she's like, I can't do it. I won't be able to do it." She's like, as in she's just sitting there modeling. but not doing anything. It was basically like she's just sitting there being a perfect model and just going looking here, looking there, and just being a elite model. And then Trump, I think I got a better one on Trump. I don't think I can. I don't know if I can just do it, but it was like, and he he was respectful, and he sat there, and his eyes were this and that, but he was respectful because he is from a generation that is respectful, and because he is respectful, even of an inauthentic, not Christian church, a political church. And you know what I read today too? There was every member of denomination that you can think of, except for evangelical Christians that spoke at that event. My pastor was there, and two other high evangelical leaders were there. I think have this in one of my articles. And Trump was right by calling her a so-called bishop because that's exactly right. Um, Here we go. Look at this. This angers me. I say it gently. Evangelicals were at the service, but not on the program. More than a dozen religious leaders spoke during the interfaith service, including those Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, and Hindu traditions. Notably absent was the invited clergy with speaking roles. Of the invited clergy with speaking roles were conservative evangelicals who are among Trump's strongest supporters. Count me in. My dear pastor and friend, Dr. Robert Jeffress, a longtime Trump supporter, it says here in this AP article today, pastor of First Baptist Dallas, which I'm so proud to be a member of, and I have been for over a decade now. Paula White Kane, televangelist and spiritual advisor during Trump's first term, and Lorenzo Sewell, I don't know his name, but pastor of Detroit's 180 Church. Um, so they were parts of the different ceremonies, but they weren't invited to speak. The one authentic group of Christians that were there were not authorized to speak. And I got to tell you, I got no problem with, and you didn't hear Trump complain or make a big deal out of it. I got no problem with Jewish clergy, Muslim, Buddhist, and Hindu speaking there. We are. Yes, we're a Christian nation, but we have all sorts of faiths in our country. It doesn't bother me. What does bother me is this woman pretending she's a hero and leading a political cause. Notice she went on The View and on fake news CNN, but not any other channels. So shock, shock, shock. That's her. You know what? That's her claim to fame, and that's her pulpit. And her pulpit is The View, and that's her problem. A couple other real quick things I wanted to share with you today. There's so many different things, but I'll just share a handful of things. What's her name? Vice President Kamala, former Vice President Kamala Harris was asking Hillary Clinton for advice. She's talked to her several times. I also saw her today at the grocery store, not my grocery store, but I saw her on a Daily Mail thing at the grocery store, and she supposedly is now thinking about ditching Doug because she doesn't need him and he's a philanderer. This is an interesting one. Ex-Politico reporters reveal editors quashed all sorts of Biden stories. They slow-walked him and quashed him with no explanation. Totally stopping everything. Quote, I spent 3 months on it, on the laptop, Hunter Biden thing. Went to the laptop shop, did all the reporting in Delaware. I did all that, but yeah, it had, quote, it had to be 100% nailed down. It had everything. The police reports. I'm a solid reporter, but I do wonder if I could have, it would have been published a little quicker in a different type of a story. If it was a Trump kid, it would have been published much sooner, said there's two different former Politico people. All sorts of stuff. The headline that that Politico did choose to go with right away on the Hunter Biden laptops early on was Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation. Dozens of former intel officials say the letter signed by 51 former intel agents who now don't even have a security clearance, which is exactly what President Trump should have done. I'm real proud of him for that. Here's a few other teeny little tidbits. A shadow power broker is swooping in to rebuild the Pacific Palisades, and it is a billionaire moderate who ran and almost came close to beating Karen Bass, the liberal Democrat who's destroyed that city with her leadership. And his name is Rick Caruso, and he tells the truth. He's the guy you saw on Fox 4 or Fox, whatever the Fox affiliate is there in Los Angeles that night saying, this is on the city of Los Angeles, its officials, the mayor, all these people for failing to protect their properties. His properties are high-end, commercial properties, and they did not burn down because he hired a private fire service. And he is secretly behind, not secretly, he's openly behind the scenes, putting together a powerful organization to lead and to rebuild Los Angeles to plow through all the BS through his central clearinghouse. And I'm watch a businessman like a Trump do exactly what a Trump can do. And this guy's name is Rick Caruso. Hard at this one. Lawmaker unveils constitutional amendment to give Trump a third term. Yes. Or as Marv Albert used to say, yes, from downtown. Yes. Um, it would give a president 3 terms in office, but no more than 2 consecutive terms. So President Trump could do a third term if this passes, because he did 1 term, skipped 1, then this one, and then he could do another one because it's 2 consecutive. I don't think it's going to be passed as a constitutional amendment, but I love it. That is all, my friends.